Well, welcome to In Your City show. And yes, no, that is not Kelly sitting next to me, but that is none other than Matt. Matthew or Matt? Do we go by Matt or Matthew?
I go by Matthew when my mom's around, but depending on,
Today it's me and you, so we're doing Matt.
Matt it is.
Matt Williams with St. Louis Closet Co. And he is here today, and he is going to be a part of the show. And Kelly's on her way, but first of all, I want to thank you for tuning in today. This is the Lou Info Station In Your City show. You can go to Lou Information Station live on demand at louinfo.com. You want to make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page and follow us on social media at Lou Info STL. But Matt's here today, and he's was going to be on the show. His mom is Jennifer Williams, who's the owner of St. Louis Closet Co. And he's going to be talking a little bit about some fun things. But right now, Kelly is not here because on the way here, St. Louis, fix your streets, okay? Just fix your streets. Anyway, on the way here, she hit this big old gully, and it's just ripped both her right front and left front, or left rear, right rear and right front tire, just chopped them up. Grant's going to show us that right now. So if you're on our YouTube channel, you can see this. I mean, just took out the tires. It looks like somebody took a knife and just cut a big old chunk out of her tires, ripped them out. So her car is on the way to get new tires, but she is on the way here thanks to Carly, her daughter, who picked her up, and they are on her way right now, which I love because you can get on Life 360 and see exactly where they are and where they're coming. So but she's on her way here. And so we got some great things to talk about today. We have, of course, Matt's going to be here with us with St. Louis Closet Co. We're going to talk about some of the new styles. You know what? Getting back to school. How great is it, Matt, when kids are going back to school, if everything is in order at home? You know, like the little mud rooms with the way you guys set all that up.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me a little bit about school. And I mean, what was it like in your house with mom being organized and having the closets and having all of that? Was your house super organized? You can tell on her now because she's not here. So
I'll tell on her, but it's, if she's organized. I mean, our house was pristine 24/7, especially when it came to school season. I remember we'd always go, to Office Depot, in August and get all the binders and the staplers and the pens and pencils, and everything was color coordinated and such. But absolutely, I mean, lockers and mudrooms and drop zones have really become such a big part of our business and what we do. People just really want to have that place for their kids to drop all their clothes at the end of the school day and their backpacks and their sports equipment and things like that. And all of it just sort of has a place and has a home and isn't just sitting in a pile behind a door in a closet. So having that nice drop zone mudroom is really everything. We actually, in my home when I was growing up, we built one back in probably, 2008, 2010 or so. And we still, my parents still use it. I've since moved out of the house, but I'm pretty sure my parents use it now for their coats. And when they get home every day, they've got their work bags and stuff, and they'll drop stuff there. So
now the house was pristine, but what about your room? Was your room always clean and perfect? And then
my room was good. So here's the thing with my family. So there's four of us. It's my mom and my dad. My mom owns St. Louis Closet Company. My dad, though, he came from a different family, and he does not necessarily have the organization genes that my mom does. And between me and my younger sister, we always said, I got my mom's organization genes, and then my sister got my dad's genes. So my sister was not super organized, but I was pretty organized. I mean, I had some tough shoes to fill with my mom, but I'd say I was number two in the family, and I'll take that.
So tell us a little bit about what's going on at St. Louis Closet Company right now. With every year we have we always have colors of the year, and we always have like new designs and new trends that are happening. So tell me a little bit about the fall. What's going on for the fall with our seasonal hooks for?
So we just maybe about a month ago, rolled out our newest color, which is a celadon. It's like a greenish color, and it has been flying off the shelves. I mean, it has been super popular. We're seeing it mixed with white a lot. Sometimes it's just kind of by itself, all in green. And a lot of laundry rooms are being done in that type color. A lot of the mud rooms, lockers, things like that. We're seeing that color kind of pop up everywhere, especially with like kind of a brass finish. The brass is really in style right now. All of the rods and hooks and things like that with the green and maybe some white tied in. That type of color stuff has really been popular lately.
Do people come in and ask you, like, what is the trends? Or do they come in with something already set in their mind? Or do they actually come in and say, educate us, what should we do? What colors are we looking for? And do they ask you what's trending? Do they ask you that kind of thing?
There's some of both, I'd say. You know, we get stuff all over the place. I mean, we get people who come in and they know exactly what they want. It's their dream closet. They've pretty much designed it themselves. And then we get people who don't know anything about closets and didn't even know that you could get, you know, closets in different colors. So we get really everything across the board. But yeah, definitely people come in and ask what's the trend. You know, our most popular color is white, and what we tell people who are trying to decide a color is, you know, white is really timeless. It really just sort of is always in style. It looks really good with whatever paint job you have, no matter what your walls are. If it's an older house, newer house, modern design, more of a traditional design house, the white really kind of fits with everything. So if you're having trouble deciding, we always sort of recommend the white. But certainly we're happy to show you all our colors. We have samples and stuff in our showroom, and you can see it. We've got a full size unit closet of every color in our showroom. So
has anybody ever came in or given an idea or said, this is what I want, and you guys have steered them away and said, no, that's not what you want?
We've steered them away, but if that's what they want, we will do it. We did a closet about a month ago that was like brown and green, with the new celadon color I was talking about, with like a dark wood grain finish. Wasn't necessarily my style, but the customers love it. So we can really do any combination of colors that you want. We can even change we can change individual pieces, so a lot of mixing and matching of colors. If you like that kind of multicolored look, we can change the drawer fronts or the doors, or do maybe the edge banding in a different color. We can really kind of customize it as much as you want it to be customized. And some customers really want, they've got shelves in one color, they got their vertical panels in another color, their drawer fronts in a third color. So you'd be surprised how often people are kind of mixing and matching colors to get what they want.
So, guys have like man caves.
Mm-hmm.
And so have you ever seen, what is your favorite type of design that you guys have done for, let's say, like a man cave or some type of, let's talk guys here for a minute, because fall's coming and we
football
got
football starting this weekend, college football this weekend. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've done some kind of like entertainment centers where they come in and they, you know, put the big, you know, 85-inch TV in the center and maybe build a little wet bar on the side. That stuff's always,
because it's not just closets.
Cool. Yeah. Oh yeah.
People think, you know, oh, it's closets, but there's so much more. And as we're talking about this, I'm going to kind of put this up on the screen so we can kind of see some of it. But of course, you guys got a great team. Talk a little bit about the process while we're looking at these pictures. About, you know, one thing, it's like I told Kelly the other day. So I have a client that's looking to get closets done at a home, a real estate client. And the one thing that was so important to them was the fact that you guys could do it right there in-house. You don't have to wait to get, he was talking to one closet company and they said, well, it's going to take 3 weeks or 4 weeks to get it in. It's like, you don't have that problem.
Right. We do all of our manufacturing right here in St. Louis. The pictures, if you're on the live stream and see the screen, this is pictures of our manufacturing facility, which is right here in Maplewood, Missouri, intersection of Manchester and Big Bend, and we can do all of it, you know, on the same day, same spot, which is great. You know, if we're at an installation and something doesn't quite work right or doesn't quite fit, or maybe a wall's got a bump in it or something like that, we can cut custom pieces for you and have them, you know, delivered on site. You don't have to wait another 3 weeks for anything to be shipped in from, some kind of manufacturing facility up in Minneapolis or something like that. So yeah, all of our manufacturing is in-house. It's all here in St. Louis, and it's just right down the road, which is great.
And our hostess with the mostest just showed up, so
Oh my
there she is. She's getting all
You
ready.
sure look like your mom and
Yeah.
dad in one. Wow.
I
don't know which one I see more, actually. You hear that a lot?
Well, I definitely get my dad. I don't get my mom a ton, but I get my dad a lot.
Well, I'm so sorry to miss the first part of the show.
I already put your pictures up. I downloaded your pictures you sent me, and we were looking at them.
You guys redo cars. Do you have safety zone? The roads are just so bad. They're so bad, and you see construction going everywhere, and it doesn't help. I mean, there was just enough of that, that for my tire to slide in those, that gap, and just slashed them. And I heard it, and you could smell it. And I'm like, I don't think I can drive all the way to the station like this.
Well, I saw the rut that you hit, and it's like, it's just
bigger. I showed you the one ahead of me. The one behind me was even bigger. It should be just a white that goes blah, 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 blah.
Right.
You kind of go off the side of the road a little bit. But instead, my car just went down into it. And then
if we can hold the city responsible for all of our,
wouldn't have any potholes.
I bet we wouldn't either.
Yeah.
It could cost them an arm and a leg to do that. But anyway, we're looking at some of the. Well, we're glad you're here, Kel. We're glad you could be with us.
We made it.
I'm showing some of the pictures right now. There's no project that's too small, right?
No.
Because as we get in some of our older houses, like we're looking at right now, you see some of these closets that are about that size, right? And then we get into a little bit larger with all the drawers and all the cool things that you guys can do, which we call our dream closets. Like there's probably your mom's dream closet
right there,
with all the brass and the white. But I mean, look at that. It's huge. I mean, it's the size of our kitchen.
The smaller spaces, while they're smaller closets, typically have a bigger impact for the customer.
I think so too.
I think you're right.
Because they're the people that really need the most storage space, and we're able to kind of transform that space. And if you're doubling an already large closet, it's already large, right? So most people already can fit into it. But if you're able to double the usable space in a tiny little closet, that can make a world of difference for somebody.
That was with us, with ours. Our house, we bought our house already built and love it. But when it comes to closets, they really lacked on. We have a his and her, he has his closet and I have mine, but they really skimped on it. We'd have to have the bathroom all redone to try to enlarge them, but it was the best thing we ever did with getting the closet, because it was amazing what could fit after getting a smaller, about the size of that bathroom if doors closed, but to make that fit all my clothes, and that was amazing. And it does make a difference. So if you think you have a really small space, it's probably one of the greatest things you can do is invest in getting it organized by you all, because it makes a huge world of difference. What's it like? And again, being that I was on the side of the road, I have no idea what you guys have talked about, but what's it like right now since back to school has started? Are there a lot of
We talked about what was his room like? Because mom was nice and neat and everything in its place. Was his room nice and neat? Because, kids' rooms are always the best.
Right.
And was his house always, everything in its place, especially when it comes back to school. And you have the little, nooks at the mud rooms where all the kids' stuff hangs up and everything's in its place.
You have a lot of families calling in, or wanting to talk about mud rooms or getting organized desk areas, the kids' places for them to do their homework and that. Do you see a lot of that?
Absolutely, yeah. Back to school is definitely one of our busier times a year for people to call in. They're getting the kids organized. Might as well get, the kids' closet organized, get the mud room, get the drop zone. Yeah. But it's also a great time, if you're getting the kids organized, the things that can make a big difference for the whole family, right? So something like a pantry. We're getting a lot of people calling about pantries right now. And it ultimately is going to help the parents kind of, keep the kids in line and get dinner made quicker and keep their food organized and stuff like that. So, it's back to school definitely leads to more phone calls for us. But it's all over the board as far as what the projects are. It's really a little bit of everything.
And just because you as the person may not be able to think of what could be done to make a family more organized, in maybe a very small space. Like you said, a large space definitely should have it done, but you have so much room to be able to plan how to do something. So it's really critical to have someone like yourself who's an expert know how to go in and rearrange and change that, so you can take that one little spot that everything's stacked and barely fits to make it like huge because
Huge
of the way that
difference,
you coordinate and organize it. What's something new that did you guys taught? What's something new for back to school or being able to redesign? Is there something that's new that and better that we don't know about?
Well, we haven't talked about anything new yet. We did just roll out a couple of new products. They're not directly related to back to school necessarily, but we did just roll out a whole couple new lines of countertops. One is kind of a glass countertop, so you can see down into your jewelry trays or your kind of storage organization and stuff, maybe in your island in your closet, something like that. But then
I
we
don't
also
see through mine.
Yeah, so it's just another thing that you got to keep organized, because it's not like
Right.
not good for junk drawers, right? Where you have a glass down where you just got to throw everything in.
Junk
shove it
drawer.
away.
Spot you can throw
everything in
into.
there and
You
just
have a
let
junk-
it go. I do have a junk drawer.
We have a junk drawer next to the junk drawer.
Oh,
Good
there you
teacher.
go.
Really have junk drawers, because not everything can fit in the first one. And then you spend an hour trying to find what you put in the junk drawer.
Yeah.
It's like,
Every once in a while I clean it out and think I really I really made a huge, dent into changing things.
Yeah.
And then about a week it's like,
It's right back where it
gosh,
was.
what is the lint roller doing in that drawer again? There's my keys.
So we'll see how the glass countertops do.
Yeah.
But we also, very exciting, we just rolled out lighting in closets. So it's beautiful.
Like in shell, like in the
in
shelving
the
unit?
vertical panels, basically. It's like built into the wood. It's recessed in the wood.
Oh, wow.
And it's controlled by a light switch, and you can change the brightness of it and stuff like that. But it's beautiful. It's something I've been pushing my mom for a long time.
So when you design a closet that will actually, when I throw my clothes in there, they wash and dry them and hang them up.
That would be.
Will you call me? Because I'm ready for that one to happen.
I think what you guys need in closets, this is going to be, you guys will probably be the first to do this. So I'll tell you.
Is
it's
this
my
your idea?
Yes. So, as we look at some of these closets, and they're perfect, and the women's purses and shoes and jewelry, just everything. It's like walking into a store and everything's displayed properly.
Yeah.
So when the woman opens her closet, it should have like angelic singing going, oh, and with the bright light shining down on everything.
You look skinny.
Yeah, exactly.
You're fabulous. There we go.
Perfect outfit for you. I think you should put this with this today.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
What is interesting, there's some AI stuff coming out now that basically can, if you input pictures of yourself wearing all of the different clothes that you offer, or that you have, and then the AI has like a little app on your iPad or whatever, and it can help you get dressed in the morning and help you sort of be like,
Boy, there's a lot of people
try
that
out
need that.
different outfits and stuff like that. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Still got probably some time to develop, but I've been following it a little bit on the side. Since
A little hologram or something. You stand in front of it and it shows what
shows you what you're gonna look like.
Just have like the big buzzer with the big red line through it, with the circles going up.
So my girlfriend, she tries on like 10 outfits every time we go out to dinner. And I'm like, you could save all that time if you just like use this app.
Use this and it dresses it for you.
See what it's going to look like. You don't have to actually get dressed, try it on, look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I don't like that. We'll just try on a different outfit on the app and see what it looks like. Save you a ton of time.
I was at your mom, before I knew Jennifer wasn't here with us. I had taken out, I don't know if Gordon grabbed it or if I have it or whatever. But you have to tell her I'm so excited because she wears tennis shoes all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And that is like the big thing for 2025, 2026 fashion. Tennis shoes are the hit. They are the big deal. Yes, it's sneaker trend styles for 2025 going to 2026. So there's, it's the bold and bright, the sporty pink. They've got the suede. They're kind of a little retro looking too. I don't know, you're so young, but Puma had this like kind of velvety shoe for a while. Just some of they almost look retro style, a lot of the shoes, but sneakers are the big hit. So your mom's gonna be excited. She says all I wear is tennis shoes anymore.
All she wears.
Yeah. And most of us do because we were idiots in our 20s and 30s wearing spiked pointy heels and now our ankles and knees and everything are either that we're runners. I used to run, so of course my right knee will never be the same again from, I'm sure, doing it incorrectly, most of the time. But yeah, so sneakers are a big deal. So tell your mom I was really excited. Tell her about how she is going to be the hit. I can send her all the new styles she can check out, everything, and the pricing too. They're not bad. I mean, tennis shoes can be, especially for men because of all the styles, really expensive, but $60 up to $300 you can get exactly what's in style from some of the hottest brands, your Nike, Adidas, Puma, of course, Michael Kors has it, Nordstrom has it, there's a lot of them, but I've got that from her, so I'm going to send it so she can see all the cool tennis shoes in her style. Tell me how you feel. Did you guys talk about Travis and Kelsey without me?
No,
we have not.
Okay, how do you feel about it?
How do you feel?
You're a guy. How do you feel about? I want to know how you feel about the new romance from celebrities, because I'm a girl and I am giddy over it. I feel like I don't even know them, so why should their wedding mean so much to me? I don't know if it's because someone like her, a billionaire. How do you really find love? Because everybody'd be after, what you have.
Right.
So talented. He, of course, a millionaire and a star. But you can, like, when you see those two talk and communicate and whatever, they are like normal people.
Yeah, they seem like they really do.
Yeah, they're normal people that have normal things going on in their life.
Yeah.
But even when you saw her at his games, you could see the giddiness and joy in her watching her man, succeed at football. And so I don't have my notes or anything, but her ring, do you have it there, Gordon? Talk about.
I have your notes. I got you.
Ring.
I got you, Kel.
The towing company's calling by the way.
I might want to answer that.
I can't answer right now. I'm gonna have
to answer it.
No, I can't answer. It's Kurt.
He's probably wanting to know.
Anybody listening to the radio station is not going to want to listen to me talking to the tow truck company, but we'll have to call him back during our break that's coming up any second. So I can't find it really fast because I'm not. There's so many notes. It's an elongated, brilliant cut, old mine diamond.
There it is.
It's beautiful. She said your English teacher and your gym teacher are now getting married is what the caption, reads on it. But she's like the cheerleader in high school who married the captain of the football team, which that would be the other guy. Who's the other guy? The main quarterback.
Patrick Mahomes.
No longer in the news right now after this situation.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know they have more money than you could ever imagine, but they seem like I feel like, love wins here.
I think it's a great American story too.
I mean, it's got an incredible divorce album if it doesn't,
Oh my gosh, she'll have enough material for the rest of her life.
Oh my gosh, because her breakup songs are incredible.
Yeah.
I kind of think I see Baby en route.
Yeah.
I mean, how old is she?
When you look at the family, look at the Kelsey family.
They seem extremely down to earth, like they have good old Sunday dinners and yell around the TV and stuff like that.
And that's the background she came from. She didn't come from money and wealth.
No.
So
she's very close to her brother and mom. They worked for her. But I just think that it's nice to know that someone in her position really, I feel, has truly found love. He's not intimidated by her at all. I mean, he's, and I guess that's what you got to have in a relationship, with someone like her, is to not be intimidated. He knew what he wanted, went after, and I mean, did you watch it all? Do you watch the show at all? The talk show he and his brother had?
Podcast.
I've seen some of his. I think they had a Netflix show, didn't they? It's like the Kelsey brothers or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the name of it.
But that's
I've
the
seen
podcast,
some of it. Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yes.
But it's called something else.
Right.
Which I don't. All I can think of is them. I know the name of the show and I'm blank on it. I guarantee there's a lot of people watching the show, even though they had a big following. But now they've got a different following because everyone's watching it because they're doing sports.
Right.
And then now, since this engagement, of course,
it's called New Heights.
New Heights.
Jason and Travis.
Yes. That it's all being hyped around her visit to the show and the questions and that. But yeah, so I'm glad to see what your take is as a man.
I think it's been. I'm a huge NFL fan, so I think it's good for football. It's brought more female fan base into the NFL, which I think is great to get more fans of the NFL.
And the Chiefs have made so much money off of it.
The Chiefs have made a lot of money off of it, which is good for Missouri.
It's a little bit different viewpoint to football, like you said. A love story versus all the other political crazy stuff.
Right.
Football should not be political.
Right.
It should just be sports. It
It's
should be
entertainment.
good entertainment,
Right.
sports, real talent wins, not
Right.
because of whose son or who you know or whatever. It should
Right.
be about sports and having a love story involved. Kind of like when here's good old sports girl, knows nobody's names or anything. Kurt Warner, I did it.
Mhm.
He and his wife, that was kind of a love story that got brought to
Kurt and Brenda
camera.
Warner.
Him, he was a nobody who was overlooked and then went into the what do you call that? The football that's not in
Arena football.
Arena football, got noticed. I mean, it made a great movie, by the way. But another fun, loving
Story, yeah.
I mean, they're still married. He took in her son who was disabled. And then all the kids they have to. I mean, it's just nice to see people win and still make it through, whether you're wealthy or whatever it is. So it's kind of fun.
I think it's cool to see, like, Kelsey was obviously at the peak of his career, coming off a couple Super Bowl titles, and then Taylor Swift's coming off that insane concert tour that was worldwide, one of the biggest, most successful concert tours of my lifetime, and probably one that's going to get written in history books as far as the entertainment of the 2010s, 2020s. So to have two people kind of at the peak of their followings, both in the NFL and in the United States, really all together. You got the pop culture and music and stuff on one side, and the NFL and sports on the other side, and sort of the two pinnacles of that coming together.
Right.
It's really it's a nice story.
It really is. It's fun. I'm excited about it. It's kind of something. I guarantee that they wouldn't be stuck on the side of the road like I was.
No,
a helicopter would have picked her up on the side of the road.
It might not have been in the first place. Yeah.
Well, before I know we've got to go to break, so let me just ask you our question of the day. Did you ask them already?
No, I have not. I just kind of welcomed everybody, told them where they could find us and subscribe to us, and we dug right into the. Talked about your car.
What was the cool thing to have when you were in school? Like some people said they had the Swatch watch. I'll have to pull up some of the answers. Swatch watch, Gloria Vanderbilt jeans. I think there was some kind of tennis shoes. All kinds of people are naming things on the question of what theirs is. And of course, I'm not on it because I'm so turned around with my day. What was something that was hot that everyone had to have wanted when you were in school?
For a big thing was the Nike Elite socks. Those socks that have the almost skeleton across that went up the back.
Do you know what he's talking
no,
about? We're not cool, but we're much older than you. That was a
big one.
That was yours? Oh gosh, I gotta be sure and turn off my volume when I'm going to look at the answers of the questions so they don't come up. Yeah, the ultimate must-have cool kid item. So yours was the socks?
The Nike Elite socks those were big. Those were big time.
They got Jordache jeans with Farrah Fawcett wearing them, and she's on a skateboard wearing them. But yeah, saddle shoes. You've probably never heard those.
Well, what are saddle shoes?
I think they're like the Oxford kind of black and white kind of shoe or whatever, a knockoff of the old shoes.
I had to have the blue Adidas tennis shoes.
I think someone put those.
With the white stripes on them, the 3 white stripes.
Oh, yeah.
But they were like a velour.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, telling his mom about tennis shoes. The velour, that Puma, Adidas, that velvety shoe is hot.
And they were popular because Starsky from Starsky and Hutch wore in the show, so it made them popular and everybody.
Well, mine were Jordache jeans, so I think that's what made it cool. Well, Grant is probably having a fit right now because we are supposed to be in commercial break, so let's hang tight. Let's take it to a commercial break right here at the Little Information Station. You're listening to In Your City Show, and we'll all be right back. 3 of them all in a row, but okay, we're back. Welcome back to In Your City Show here at the Lou Information Station, of course, on the beautiful dial at KLIS 590 AM. But better yet, why even go there when you can go to louinfo.com? That's LOUinfo.com. Watch the show live or listen to the audio, whatever you prefer to do. So we are here. Jennifer Williams, who owns, of course, St. Louis Closet Co., has sent her handsome son in today, who's now working with her. And we've had some fun with him, or at least I got 15 minutes of the time because I was stuck on the highway the other 15 minutes of the time. But of course, he's co-hosting with us today, so he's going to have some fun with our next guest, Betsy Schneider from St. Charles Community College. We are spotlighting their new Center for Immersive Learning. We're going to learn more about that in just a minute. But first, let's go ahead and hear about St. Louis Closet Co. and the beautiful Jennifer Williams.
Yes. Transform your home. And when I say transform your home, transform it for custom closets and pantries, but take it from, what does she say? From chaos to calm. And it is so important to make sure that everything's in its place, because that's good for your mind, body, and soul. Just to make sure that you can find things.
Like we have,
like we talked about a minute ago, we have 2 junk drawers.
Yeah.
We have one next to the next junk drawer.
Really
yes.
Cool.
But you know what? You can get rid of those junk drawers and everything can be found in its place with St. Louis Closet Company. Just go to them. They're in Maplewood. The great thing about them, too, is they do everything in-house. They build it right there. They custom design it right there. You don't have to wait 3 to 4 to 5 months. I bet you if you called another company and you said, hey, I need a closet today, and they'll say, well, I'm sorry, we can't come in there and do that in the next week or two because, we got to order it and we got to get it in and it's brought over from another country. Not St. Louis Closet Company. Yeah. They'll get it for you, make it, build it, and get it in your home without all that wait, all that time, all that chaos.
Support local.
Support local.
That's perfect. Awesome. St. Louis Closet Co. Check it out for yourself. So here we are with Betsy Schneider. So nice to have you in and talk about education. I mean, it's back to school season.
Yeah.
We were talking a little nostalgia. We have some questions. We were asking Matt, of course, what's something that brings him back? What was the cool kid item you had to have in school? What was yours, Betsy?
Oh my gosh. Well, if we go way, way back, you had to have a cool trapper keeper.
Oh, someone wrote that. That was one of the answers, a trapper keeper that someone put down.
What?
Yeah, a trapper keeper. You don't know what a trapper keeper
What is that?
Oh my gosh, it's the perfect little, it flips around and it's
basically,
pocket.
Yeah, it's basically a 3-ring binder.
Yeah.
With a flap.
But super cool because you get in colors or a special design on the front. Did you have a trapper keeper?
Yeah, I was going to say, he doesn't look like he might have heard
I think it was a girl thing because I don't.
Yeah, you probably could care less what your folders had on it, right?
Yeah. No clue.
I did. Did you draw on your folders?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the doodles and things like that going on, because we weren't listening to our teachers. We were busy doodling and drawing, right?
We didn't have cell phones to look at, so.
Isn't that the truth? Do they allow those in class?
No, the state passed a law.
Yeah.
And they couldn't have them in schools anymore.
They don't want them filming the teachers, or?
It was distracted, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, sure.
This year's the first year it got put into place.
I think that maybe there should be a box when you walk into the room and the phones have to go in that or something like that, possibly, because, and then cheating, it's so easy to just pull your phones out. So, well, let's talk about this Center for Immersive Learning. So how I found out about it was invited to your board meeting. Mm-hmm. And of course, thank you so much for being a part of City Lifestyle Magazines. We love that you put your college campus in the magazines to be able to educate the learners. So we really appreciate that. So I go to this meeting and I'm wowed by, the games, which I'm sure you've played, Matt, where you put the headgear on and you immerse yourself in a travel or a fighting game or whatever. Yeah, virtual reality. Well, they're doing this, which is the greatest. There's nothing more like hands-on learning. Mm-hmm. So you can actually put these, it's a whole different way of learning. And you're doing that. And I was wowed by it. I'm like, we've got to write a story on this because this is incredible. Yeah. And so this is what's happening.
Yeah, so our Center for Immersive Learning is a partnership with Dreamscape Learn. Dreamscape Learn came out of DreamWorks, Steven Spielberg.
Yes, I was going to say DreamWorks. Who doesn't know that name?
A partnership with Arizona State, and they developed this virtual reality learning platform. Right now, we have a seated lab that can sit 25 students, and you have a desk, the headsets. The headsets can track your hands, what they're doing. The desk, the chair are all connected. When you're in the immersive environment, there's fans on the desk blowing at you. Your chair might vibrate a little bit.
Wow.
But our classes that have started in there are our biology classes that are set for students that are majoring in biology. The first groups have started going through the scenarios, and what you see when you put your headset on and you're in a classroom environment is, for that biology class, it's a program called Alien Zoo. And that they go into this alien zoo and they're able to identify the animals, and not real animals. There's one that's called a frog cat. It's so
frog cat.
Yeah, it's a little mix between a frog and a cat. And you become they're so cute. You want to help them and take care of them. So they're testing them. They're diagnosing them. They're figuring out why the frog cat might be sick, going back to their classroom. All of these immersive environments follow along with what the curriculum is in the class. They're not the full class. They're a supplement to the class.
Okay.
So they'll have their regular biology lecture. They'll have their regular biology lab, but then this is a supplement to it. So what Arizona State found when they started studying this on how students were handling it or responding to it was that students that were in the immersive environments as part of their course load or their course curriculum saw up to a 2-letter grade increase versus students that were they're retaining the information better because what they're getting is a story.
Yeah.
And they're remembering the story of how they saw the different environment, and maybe it was something in the water that was affecting the animal, and they were able to diagnose that and figure it out and figure out how to help them. There's a scenario where they put you go into a cell. So you're examining the cell from the inside.
Oh my gosh. That would be amazing.
And they really
go inside the brain or like, can you imagine being like as it grows in medical, like being able to go in and do like you're doing surgery or delivering a baby. I mean, because you're going to feel that you're part of that actual scenario. So to learn.
While this isn't part of the Center for Immersive Learning, even our nursing and allied health programs are using virtual reality already. So they have a different set of headsets on that campus where they can practice doing IVs through the virtual reality headset. But to start on the main campus, that Dreamscape Learn partnership is the biology class. We just got chemistry, so chemistry classes will be starting. But then the next little piece of that is that we have all of these they call them environments. And what that is that you can take in the headset and be put into a different place in the world. So the Colosseum, the Supreme Court chambers, the Senate floor, the Oval Office.
I think I want to stay out of that Supreme Court. Yeah. As long as possible.
Maybe if you're studying law, that sounds interesting. Or a good place to go.
Places that you could never, places you may not ever want to go. Or how about sorry, I'm getting way off track, but just
I'm excited.
I know, but just think like kids that maybe are troubled, and you or not troubled. Maybe there's a class where kids learn and see the actual if they were in prison or, I mean this.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's just so many ways to learn about life and things that can really visually affect you and stay with you for you to learn. I mean, it's just brilliant. It really is.
And we have a designer on campus, one of the people that we hired to work for the Center for Immersive Learning. His job is to design these scenarios and environments in these classes. So our faculty members are coming up with amazing ideas already. We had a history faculty member who early on when we were exploring the idea of bringing this to campus, we sent a group out to Arizona State so they could check it out to see how they would use it in their field of study. So a history faculty member came back and she was like, I want to create downtown St. Louis in the 1800s. Well, that can also cross over into sociology because we're talking about the Industrial Revolution there. And so they can have a student walk down the streets during that time and see what the world was like in that time period and the impact that has on them. So in the second half of that, we have what's called a free roam lab. And in that space, you put trackers on your hands and feet. You put your headset on and you go into a free roam lab. If you've been down to Sandbox VR or someplace like that, it's kind of similar to that setup where you're moving around the space. But there is an alien zoo component to that kind of is an introduction to the entire alien zoo. And when you go into that, the floor shakes, you can reach out and touch the dinosaur. And it feels like you're touching maybe a horse's nose when you reach out and touch it. As gross as this might sound, the dinosaur sneezes when it walks away from you and you get sprayed with water. So that's
great.
Fans blowing, all of that is going on in that environment too.
See,
so,
you do that St. Louis closet. We need to walk into the closet. I need to know what it feels like.
Well, there you go. You can
visualize my whole experience.
I'm already like, yeah.
But she's
can you
talking about is 100%
going in it?
in our industry. Like,
really?
We've talked about it. Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible. I'm fascinated by it because especially to hear the fact that the kids' grades have went up, not just a percentage, but 2 grades.
Yes.
That's an incredible change in your educational level there.
100%. It's just such a different experience for them, and the way that everyone learns differently. So
if I have to read something, I'm like that. If I have to read something, I maybe have to read it 3 or 4 times. But if I watched a video on it, I would remember everything.
Or more than video, being part of it.
Being part of it. But that's what I'm saying. It's like
the
just
room.
the visual side of it
Helps
is
so much.
important. Yeah.
Yeah, you really retain it.
Like I said, we just got the chemistry component because they are developing art history, chemistry. Those programs are coming.
So the biology side, does that mean I don't have to dissect frogs anymore?
You just do it virtually.
Yeah, I was going to say, you might be doing it
I
virtually
can remember
there.
taking them out of the formaldehyde and penning them down. Oh my gosh.
Either. Not going to nursing and allied health route for that reason. The chemistry, one of the last things I thought obviously I'm remembering every single piece of it right now because it was being a part of a space exploration, and this all these meteorites were coming at you, and you had to get the hydrogen level right on this piece of equipment so that you could move it out of the way of the meteorites coming at you before they hit you and took out the space station or whatever it was up there. But even for me, just going through that scenario once, I have a vivid imagination or remembering it because for me growing up, NASA was so, I grew up in Huntsville, Alabama. NASA was huge. So seeing that space station thing, you're getting all of that. It's just such a cool way to learn.
Well, I think it's fabulously exciting. And so if parents or young adults or any age is interested in this department, of course, they would what? I mean, if they get online or if they call the school, how will they actually say, I want to learn more about the Immersive Learning Center?
So we do have information on our website about the Center for Immersive Learning. We will be, with it just being that first, us just starting with those first biology classes, and getting everybody up and running with it. In the future, all the classes that, even for this spring semester, all the classes that will be using the Center for Immersive Learning will be notated in our course catalog so that people will know if their class component has a immersive experience related to it.
And the ones that are they like so popular that is it hard to get in the
I'm
class?
guessing it will be. This time around, these students didn't know they were getting it.
Yeah, this is brand new.
They got day 2, they came, or day 1, actually. Last week was our first week of classes. And on Tuesday, the first group of students came in to have their first lesson in there. We did do some interviews before, what are you expecting before they walked in, and then tell me what you thought when they came out, and apparently got some really cool answers out of that.
I bet, especially being surprised and then learning that way. I'm excited to see how it progresses, to see how the kids' grades, how that changes, as you move along and stay on top of this and as it grows, because it's obviously, with it being this successful and just such a starting, I'm sure it's going to continue to grow into other areas of education, most definitely. Well, so a little bit of fun because it is back to school. So let me ask you too a couple little questions here. Yeah. So first of all, what was the one school supply that you were most excited about when going back to school?
Okay, so besides the Trapper Keeper, we used to get this is still a silly thing to get excited about, but the grippers on the pencils and stuff that help you hold it correctly.
You know, that was cool.
Those were the coolest things too.
What was yours, Matt?
I liked the binders. I had these zip-up binders that were like soft and different colors, and I would color code them.
Color code them, of course.
Well, yeah, color code. He's already organized. So funny. The smell of school supplies was so much fun too, and it's still the same exact smell. All right, what was the most forgotten school supply according to surveys? Forgotten school supply.
Forgotten?
Mm-hmm.
Pencil sharpener.
Glue sticks. True or false? The yellow school bus color was chosen because of one of the easiest colors to see in the early morning and evening. True or false?
I'll go true.
I went true with that.
I'm gonna say false.
True.
Okay. I thought maybe
You
it
had
was
to
like
go
a yield.
opposite, didn't you?
Like you yield at the yellow
I'm not
light.
agreeing with those men. All right, who watched this show? The TV show Saved by the Bell was the name of the high school. What was the name of the high school? Saved by the Bell school.
Oh my
Did you
gosh.
watch it?
Yes. It was something like Riverside, Oceanside.
Oh gosh, it was great. Bayside High.
Bayside.
That was awesome. That
Waterside.
you knew that. What movie featured the line "Don't you forget about me" and became the anthem for the high school students in the 80s? Come on, do you know that movie? No, but
yes. Oh,
Breakfast
Breakfast Club.
High.
Breakfast Club. Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
That's my favorite.
What food is most commonly associated with college students that are on a budget? Yes. Did you eat those?
I did not.
Oh, your mom, Brian, made special little baskets for you to have everything perfectly organized in your cabinet.
I made yes, in high school. Yes.
A lot of ramen noodles. Do not ever put those in the microwave, apparently without water, because your house will smell like death for months. The Faust family. Remember their son exploded ramen noodles in the microwave, and it was like they almost had to evacuate the home. The smell was so bad. All right, I've got room for another one here. Let's see. What's the number one item students say clutters their dorm room?
Clothes.
Yes, and shoes. All right, let's see if we got another one.
That's where they need to get St. Louis Closet Company.
What popular backpack brand was founded in 1967 and is still the top choice today? Wow, 1967. You are good. Jan Sport. Yes, you guys are.
What is it?
Jan Sport, J-N Sport.
No clue.
The number one. Well, that's because you were stuck with seersuckers or whatever. What'd you have growing up? You're like, I just hated my clothes.
What?
What'd you say? You hated your clothes? You said you hated your high school clothes. You had Sears.
Oh yeah, it was always Kmart, Sears, jeans. Yeah.
But didn't we all? Well, we didn't have the
JCPenney.
malls until I was like in close. Well, I guess malls did come around. I can say I was from the malls.
Oh yeah. When we grew up, it was Chess King. It was Merry-Go-Round. Remember those?
Oh yeah, those are cool. All right, one last one before we got to finish up for the day. Where did it go? What's the one song that takes you back to high school? What's your high school song?
I have no idea. There's all this,
Do you have one, Betsy?
No, but I'm all of a sudden starting to think about like Salt and Pepper.
Do you have one, Gordon?
Maybe Trap Queen.
I think mine would be a Billy Joel song or Taking Care of Business. Was that Bachman Turner Overdrive? That was popular in high school.
Yeah.
Billy Joel was real popular in high school.
Doobie Brothers and Hetties bring me back.
They're coming in concert. All right, well, there you go. It's back to school season. Thank you to Matt Williams, St. Louis Closet co-hosting with us today. And of course, Betsy, thank you so much. St. Charles Community College. You got to check it out. They really are all about local families. There's no age. Well, I guess there is some age, but once you get out of high school, everything goes there at St. Charles Community College. You have it all going on. A beautiful campus, gorgeous water to walk around if you want to be outside the campus. Thank you so much for spending time with us here on the show. The Lou Information Station, where it's all at louinfo.com. You're listening to In Your City Show. Gordon, thanks for holding down the floor while I'm stuck on the side of the highway.
Okay,
I hear if anybody needs a BMW, it's on the side of the road. Pick it up. You might get a new car then. We'll see you on the next show. And everybody at the same time, we got to tell everybody, cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.